Hey everybody, Captain Kent here. I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes today, just sort of casually and unscripted, talking to you about the easy way to get your captain's license. Now, getting your captain's license is not, and should not be easy. So this is a relative term. It can be easier than other ways, but at the end of the day, there's a little bit of effort. This is a professional certification, and there's a little bit of effort to be put in. Some people find it more challenging than others. So the best way to call this would be the easier or easiest way to get your license. There's things that you can do wrong that can make the job a lot harder, right? Let's cover a few of those things. First of all, the old method, back when I got my first license, the best, really the only way to get a small OUPB or six-pack license, which is what I qualified for at the time, I was still a teenager, was to go online or go into a facility with a floppy disk and sit at their computer and memorize questions and answers that were expected to be found on the Coast Guard exam. You would literally type away on an old Radio Shack computer, and you'd run a DOS program that had the Coast Guard database programmed into it. You'll learn some things sort of organically, but there wasn't a great delivery of the actual information. It didn't do a lot to help me drive boats professionally, right? And so eventually the Coast Guard said, you know, folks like myself, we can develop programs that help train these mariners, and that's what I've done. And I've used 20 years of experience to make it as palatable, as easy as possible, but also help you pass the exam and get the license, and have a takeaway, right? And so there's always a dual, sort of a parallel learning goal. We want you to learn the information you need to become a good captain, and we need you to pass the final, I call it a test examination, call it what you want, all right? And if you follow our system, it works. But people still tend to sort of gravitate, probably because the plethora of bad information that's out there, they tend to gravitate towards the old method of, hey, let me find all the Coast Guard questions. I'll sit there for hours at a time memorizing multiple choice questions and answers. Guys, that's a lot harder. Like, just learn the material. Now, imagine, let's say I had a banker's box, and this analogy I've used in the classroom for years. I've got a banker's box filled with papers and receipts, ledgers, voided checks, whatever. And I take that and I were to dump that box on your desk. Now, look, I need you to get all this work done today before quitting time, right? But that would look like an awful lot of work. And then you would think to yourself, wow, this is a lot of work. I don't even know where to start. And you can feel the same way when you're beginning to study for your captain's license course. So what could I do to help alleviate that? Well, the first thing we do is we organize it. Now imagine I took that same box that everything was alphabetized and it was in manila folders, and I slid that box across the desk. I said, hey, look, this needs to be completed by 5, but it's all organized. All you have to do is now do the work, and the work's not all that hard. There's no rocket science in here. There's some arithmetic, but here's a calculator. There's some plotting, but here's some videos on how to do it. There's an examination, but here's a solid reference guide. Here's flashcards. Here's all of the tools you need to be successful. All you have to do is the work now. You barely even have to think about how to organize it. Everything's organized for you. All you have to do is learn and take it away. That's what I've done with the Confident Captain program, is I've put it all in an organized box for you, and I've made it as palatable as possible. So all you have to do is focus on remembering the material, passing your test. Now, I would like, my wish for you is that you remember the material and you remember it throughout your career. So you take it with you on your boat. I want you to think about that as you're learning the material. This is forever material. It's not just test passing material. When you go and memorize multiple choice questions and answer that you found somewhere on you don't even know if that's going to be on your exam. It's just an antiquated way. It's a harder way to do it. Hop on confidentcaptain.com. Sign up for one of my programs. I'll walk you through the program step by step, module by module, rule by rule, technique for plotting by technique for plotting. And then you can take that material, you take your examination with me directly online, and all of it is much more organized and therefore easier to pass. We'd love to see you succeed. We'd love to see you take a lot of information with you while you go. Any questions, hit me up anytime at confidentcaptain.com. Thanks for listening.